morning, and you're watching QTV This Morning. I am your host, Jenna Bosonko, and joined by my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Abalde.
Yes, Janaba, I'm so happy to be here. It's another Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we are back on This Morning, trying to give you this morning. You know the dose. You know
the dose, right?
Do it. Yes. So what's up, Jennifer?
Yeah, I like the shirt. I think this is from H Closet.
Yeah.
Mine is from H Closet as well.
H Closet Hussein, he does this all the time.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, especially with the summer, you know, it's cotton and all of that. So I really love it. Exactly. And it's unisex, you know, it's the same design.
Definitely.
Worn by a male and a female.
Well,
so it's a good combination.
There's been a lot of noise, especially the outfits that we, but don't worry, we'll talk about that another day.
We'll talk about that at a later date, right? Anyway, so let me just give you a rundown of some of the things that we have to offer today. As usual, we will have an African proverb. And today, instead of starting with the newspaper review, we're starting with social issues. So this is a continuation of yesterday's conversation about fire safety in our homes, offices and markets. And also we will take a look at the newspaper review. We'll be joined by our colleague Mamadou Lamin Choi to help us analyze some of the stories that we have on the papers. And also the sports update. We'll be joined by Ade Durami. He'll be taking us through the African World Cup roundup, as well as interview with Amadou Ba in relation to Fortune FC. Also, the click segment, we'll have Buba Fati, and he'll be interviewing Lixin Khan. So I think that is all we have today.
Wow, interesting.
So what is our motivational quote?
All right, let's take a look at the African proverb. You know, proverbs are great, Janaba. Proverbs help us to go on the straight line. Let's take a look at this one. He who wants to eat out of the rock must not look at the edges of his axe. Meaning, if you want to be successful, be prepared to make sacrifices. Yeah,
I think we've talked about something similar to this before.
Well, there is no shortcut to success, Jennifer. You have to go through ups and downs. You have to go through difficulties. You have to keep trying. You have to, you know, fall down and get up. You know, to make sure you get where you want to be. So
I think when we talk about something like this, we can use Nelson Mandela as a reference. You know, he had to go through a lot of things. When he wanted freedom, you know, he had to lose his freedom to ensure freedom for his people, you know, and at the end of the day, he became president. And also, to further ensure that he was successful as a president, he didn't venture into any form of revenge. He brought about reconciliation. And where we're seated today, he's one of the most celebrated African presidents. So to make it in life, there are sacrifices that you have to take.
Yes, you just mentioned something very important. Yeah. He did not go for revenge.
Sure.
Any leader or any person you see fighting for revenge is ignorant. I mean, it's sometimes important for you to forge ahead, for you to move on, forget about what happened.
Sure.
As far as you're already there, revenge will bring a lot of problems in life.
Yeah.
All that you have to do, as far as you've tried and tried until you got to the point you wanted to be. No need for revenge. Just keep pushing. So it's important. Life will not be easy. Who told you it's going to be easy?
It's not at all.
It's not just going to be rosy like that. If you look at stories of great people, big businessmen in this country, you know, I like taking samples from Muhammad. This guy, he always shares his story. I mean, he will tell us some of the things that he has gone through in life. You know, I can't imagine myself going through them. Now we have a lot of opportunities. But before, the opportunities were limited, So those are very good samples, and we have a lot of them here, Jennifer.
Yeah, it is important. This has to do with business. This has to do with career. This just has to do with everything that you need to do as a person. I have made a lot of sacrifices to be able to achieve certain things. I know you've done the same. And sometimes these sacrifices that you make, they hurt so much. You know, you tend to feel like it's the end of the world, but there's something waiting for you out there that is bigger. So it's good that we make sacrifices, but sometimes you also have to weigh some of these sacrifices.
Definitely.
I've always been talking about this. Risks, you have to weigh them. You have to balance them. Don't take certain risks that are so extreme, and at the end of the day, you're not going to have the energy to achieve anything.
It's not sacrifices that will take you to an extent of losing your life.
Yes,
I mean, you need your life to be there.
Obviously.
So obviously, you need to know how to balance these things. Sometimes other sacrifices doesn't worth it.
Yeah, sometimes.
You know, but others worth it.
They worth it. Yeah. So thank you so much. I think that is our African proverb for this morning. So we will take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will head right on to social issues. Like I said, it's a continuation of yesterday's discussion in relation to fire safety in our homes, office, and markets. So let's take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to that.
Check out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information. Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, viewers, from that break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV this morning. Balde, you know, I wanted to say this is QTV News.
Oh.
But this is QTV this morning instead.
Yeah, definitely.
So like I mentioned before we went for the break, we'll be taking a look at fire safety in our homes and offices. And yesterday we had a demonstration in relation to how to use a fire extinguisher.
Yes.
So I just want us to refresh our minds in relation to the demonstration. So, Balda, I want us to do some sort of a practical, just so we know, we remember what we've been taught yesterday.
Especially
so I think,
the safety card.
Yeah, so I think there's a fire extinguisher there.
The extinguisher?
Just so we know. Mr. Jiba is here, the PRO. Also, Ibrahima Kuyata is here.
It's quite heavy.
It is. So we're just going to check if yesterday, what we've been taught, we can still remember.
So should the nozzle face the PRO?
No. It has to face the fire.
Yes. So, Mr. Jiba, you will be the judge here to see if I am able to remember some of the things I'm taught yesterday. So, as you said, we talked about the color. Yep. That's the red, and it can always be a different color. It doesn't mean it's red all the time. Yep. So the first thing that you need to do when the fire starts or when you're about to use the extinguisher is to remove this. And this is called
the safety catch.
The safety catch. Yeah. And this is the safety pin.
Safety pin.
So you start with the safety catch, remove it, remove the safety pin. These are the two. This is the mount.
Is that the handle?
The one under is the handle.
The one under is the handle.
And the one above is the trigger.
Is the trigger.
Oh.
So you hold it this way, right? Okay. And that.
Then this one, you
hold it like that instead of holding it in the middle. Okay, so, So, Mr. Jiba, rate us on using 10.
Anyway.
10 over 8 over 10 or 5 over 10.
But Jay, you forgot something.
What's that?
PRO, we forgot something.
What's that?
First, you need to know whether it's on green.
Yeah.
Okay,
to
and
know
that's
whether,
the most important thing.
It is okay.
It is okay.
If it is green, this means there is a lot of pressure and the powder is okay.
And the powder is okay, and you're good to go.
Yes.
And I missed that. And if you're not sure about that and you use it, what will happen?
The green is signifying pressure.
Okay.
Not the powder.
Oh, okay. Not the
powder could be caking inside and probably not even in good quality, but yet still there is pressure. So you must not be fooled by the gauge alone. That's why I said, look, if you look at that tap, It's showing you date of servicing, you know, the first day of servicing, next day, and it goes on and on and on.
Okay.
Because it's telling you probably the cake, the powder is not okay, so it has to be serviced.
It has to be serviced.
So it's what under 10 in this both of us.
And I can also remember, PRO, you said, if there is no safety catch and safety pin, no matter what, we should not use it. We should look for another extinguisher.
Exactly.
And use it.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. I've seen some extinguishers in vehicle too, cars.
Yeah.
So what about those? How different are those?
Yeah,
although I didn't get one in my car.
You must have
You
one
have
in your
to
car. You have to get one in your car.
Yeah.
The issue is they are all extinguishers.
Yeah.
The only difference is the chemical content.
Yes.
Like I said yesterday, the media, you know, the product in the canister is what differs. Otherwise, all extinguishers behave in the same way, their performance is the same, and they have the same characteristics, and then they all extinguishes fire differently.
Okay.
Because, like I said, we have different classification of fires. If you look at this one here, you will see ABC.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, you see ABC.
But Mr. Jiba, you want to run away from rating us, but you have to do that.
Can you rate them?
Yeah, rate us, Mr.
7
over 10.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Give me a high five. We did
I'm
well.
not expecting to get 10.
Yeah, but 7 is not bad. Okay.
I think you have to consider also the wind direction,
Yeah, the
especially
wind
if the fire is in the open.
Okay.
You need to
Yeah,
look at the wind direction.
I did not put that to them yesterday.
Yeah.
Because yesterday it was like, you know, I wasn't prepared for a lecture.
Exactly. That's
Like
what
they
they
said,
told me,
this interview has turned to become a lecture. But of course, what I put to them was actually better. It was better. The wind direction is also important. In fact, before you attempt it, you have to know where the direction of the wind is. If the direction of the wind is going this way, you ought not to stand in that direction. You have to start with the wind, or, you know, on the direction. Like I'm not against the wind, you know, but you have to stand by the wind, so that when the product is out, you will not be punished again.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But do you the heart of the fire? You mentioned it yesterday. Every fire you see, there is heart in it.
Yes.
So you have to go for the base of the fire.
Base of the fire.
Yes, it's also important.
It's
It's like
7 over 10. That's not bad at all.
The thing is increasing, right?
It's increasing. I mean, baby girl, come on. So,
All right.
let's continue.
Yeah. So now let's take a look at where to start. You know, using a fire extinguisher is one thing, but where to start? I'm sure there's a process that you need to follow in relation to, you know, trying to fight the fire. So, Mr. Kuyate, welcome. Yesterday we used a lot of Mr. Jiba, so we'll just allow him to relax for now, and we'll engage you in relation to this. So, can you just take us through how an individual should behave the moment that you know that there's fire? What should you do? Where should you start from to eventually reach using a fire extinguisher?
I think this document will help you. It's like, you know, it's coincident that I brought it in this thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whenever one notices that there's an outbreak of fire, whether you are staying, especially if you are living with other people, like in an apartment or even in a single room, all you have to do is to alert those people, you notify them that there is an outbreak of fire, so that they will also be informed. Because it will never be good, only you having that knowledge that there is fire. They may be asleep, they may be doing something else that could make them be trapped by the fire. So you need to raise an alarm, inform them that there is fire, and then also you have to evacuate outright. You have to vacate the house, and then if it is that it is an institution who have pre-knowledge in, you know, evacuation procedures, they'll be asked to go and then meet at an assembly point. Meaning there should be a designated area where everybody should be assembled, and then a roll call be made to account for every person in that particular premises.
In addition,
All right.
In addition to that, as the evacuation procedure is taking place, like you know, I do not know if you guys have an assembly point here. Do you?
Yes, we do.
You do have
Yes, we have an assembly point. It's outside.
Wonderful.
Yes, and we have fire alarms too. Whenever it detects smoke in this building, it will alarm. I can remember a few years ago, it alarmed here. We all went to one point and we stood there.
And what was the issue? Was it a sort of?
I think it detected smoke.
Smoke.
Yes.
Okay. That's great. I like that. Once that happened, you guys, yesterday I recommended here that you try to have a safety unit, and that safety unit will be a composition of some fire marshals.
Okay.
Fire marshals are first aid firefighters. They are not as professional as those that are trained under the local fire brigade. And they will be the one to go back again, call the fire department and take care of the fire. While they are calling the fire service, they are taking care of the fire. Like I said yesterday, fires don't just start from small thing and grow immediately within seconds to become a big fire. They must start from somewhere. So once attempts are made to call the fire service, several attempts must also be made to extinguish the fire. And that if you are asked to do that, you may not be able to do it, even if you want to volunteer, but you will run for your life, because you are not employed to do that, unless and until you are brave enough, to say, let me take up this responsibility. I think I can do something because I was trained how to use an extinguisher. But for the purpose of the viewers, some people in their institutions, like I said yesterday, do not know any knowledge about this. And the only thing they do is to leave this equipment behind and run away. So, but if the institution or institutions are so organized that they have fire marshals, even if they are few in number, according to the size of the institution, it will do them help. Otherwise, these things will remain here like statues. There will be a fire and still the building will burn down, people lose their properties and so on and so forth when they have fire extinguishers.
Yes, PRO, I just received a message from my boss, my brother, Cisse of Kachadula. He said, what type of fires can this extinguish?
Yeah, you can see the A, and you can see the B, and you can see the C. And yesterday I told you we have different classes of fire: class A, class B, C, D, maybe class E. Where I say maybe class E is to let you know that it doesn't. Some theories realize that it cannot be modeled as a class of a fire. It is just the mere presence of electricity. So the A is just ordinary combustible materials, when we talk about ordinary combustible materials, we were talking about basically clothes, cotton products, and anything that can ordinarily burn down, ordinarily burn down. Okay, it can also extinguish fuel fires, and it can also extinguish some kind of metal fires and some other several components that are related to fuel and metal. Because it's not just directly specified to one thing that it extinguishes. That's why it is called a class. That's why when I say class A, I say ordinary combustible fires. So metals are also, numerous, and you can see different kind of fuels, like you have them, chemical products, right? So it is good at that. So specifically, you cannot say it is only good at one thing. If you say a grade of a particular product, it extinguishes, then it extinguishes that entire grade of products. That it is made in that way. That's why in most institutions, you have this one, because it is like multifaceted. It is like it has a dual purpose. It can extinguish not only one, not two, not three products, probably even more than 10 products. 10 materials it can extinguish. Yeah, that is it. But if it was like a lecture format, for example, we were going to classify directly what comes under class A, what comes under class B, and what comes under class C. So you'll be surprised to see so many things that are part of class B or class C or class A that you may never imagine. But for the purpose of instructions, this is not just enough for an institution. And we've went to several institutions in this country. But by the mere fact that they are ABC, and any person recommended will tell you, get ABC. As if we only have ABC in our institutions. It goes beyond ABC. And with the kind of products, materials that the manufacturing or the building infrastructural companies are bringing up today, it is giving the firefighter a headache. To the fact that sometimes the ABC extinguisher cannot take care of even the ABCs. Because there is a lot of fusing of chemicals together to make a product. We used to see products made up of only one item. But today you can see a particular product to make it, to reinforce it, to make it stronger. You know, you can see A or B products will be brought together to fix that product. And when that product is affected by fire, it becomes difficult. So you can see the media that you have to project it into that product will react violently to tell you that there is something missing. Okay. So research is going on every day. I do not know where it is going to all end.
Okay, it's important. Mbokk yi ñu ngi leen a jaajëfal di leen dalal ci beneen programme this morning. Lu ñoo waxtaane mooy affaire safara. Démba xam ngeen ne invite nañ fi PRO waxtaan nañ lu am solo ci wàllum safara ak yii ñi nga xam ne mooy feyekaay safara. Waaye nag ñu ne tey tam mu ñëw mu ànd ak Mr Jobaate Kuyaate waaw ki nga xam ne naataangoom ci liggéey bi ñu waxtaan tuuti ci affaire yi jeno dafa am solo de ndaxte safara moom nekk na li nga xam ne kenn mënuta ne man safara du musa laal suma kër ndaxte xamuloo luy ñëw. PRO, let's talk about fire exit.
Yes.
Sometimes they are very important and most institutions doesn't have it.
Yeah, before fire exit, just want to tell you guys, for the purpose of the viewers and those listening to us, that this material is a life-saving device. Okay. We must not just fear it. It helps to save our lives. Some people may think, because we've found a lot of instances where people run away from this material, you know, by virtue of the fact that when we tell them it could turn to become an explosive device, it becomes completely threatening, you know, and they call it gas. You know, it's a gas be defined. It's a simple thing. We just have to know how to use it. Is that okay? Yeah. Coming to your question, you're talking about fire exit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If you go into any building, whether it is a bungalow, whether it is a story building, it is whatever, underground, the first thing that you should be conscious of, you know, is your escape route. You know, there is access and egress. Access routes and egress routes. The door you enter through is your access route. The door that you should use when there is any problem inside is your egress route, and that's what we may refer to as an exit route. Okay, an exit route, you know, saves our lives. And one thing that we found out, because we do a lot of research in this area, anytime there is fire, like I said yesterday, we will not conclude without doing an investigation. And that investigation tells us what went wrong and how to remedy it by talking to the people, because we don't have any arresting powers. We don't beat, we are just as cold as water. All we can do is to write to you and let you know what you did is wrong. Don't do it. If you do it, you are risking society. You see people placing, how do you call it again? Maybe some kind of a table or just an obstruction. Let me put it like that. An obstruction across the exit route. You know, if this place is an exit route, you ought not to place anything there. And that door must not be locked. The door also must not be open inwards, it should be open outwards. You know? And unfortunately in the country, many people will build their houses without consulting the fire department. I do not know whom they consult. Whomever they consult, alhamdulillah. But we begging and appealing to people for their safety, because when they cry, it is us that they call. And when the firefighter wants to use a door, we know every door, how should it look like. The inner doors, the outer doors, the exit doors, whatever. Even if you have a door over the ceiling, we know how it should open. So we will come with that intention that this door opens like this, because we expect that the architecture must have given them primary information according to safety. So unfortunately, our people will end up getting injured because they expect this door to open this way or that way, or a door to be found in this direction, but to no avail. So exit doors are very vital. And I suggest every institution, every household, you know, everywhere in our neighborhood should be, if you build a place, you should have that kind of facility. Yes, it's
important,
okay. Yeah, before you go into the local languages, Ibrahim, I think we should engage Mr. Kuyata here, because I'm aware that you have some sort of responsibility when it comes to the training aspects.
Exactly.
Because we already started this discussion yesterday in relation to how equipped our firefighters are. So can you enlighten us when it comes to that?
Exactly. You know, I'm the head of safety unit at the Gambia Fire Rescue Services. Actually, you know, what we do in that unit is that we try to, like Piero said, we always try to find out the causes of fire outbreaks in the country. And thank God we have been able to establish them. Now the problem is the solutions to those problems now. Okay. And then we are also able to get many information that we feel we can tell people so that those types of fire outbreaks will never occur again. That's our desire. And then this has led us to be conducting public sensitizations. We have an agenda that is to go to schools, but also we are on several radio stations in the country, FM stations. We do conduct, weekly radio talk shows on West Coast, on Cora FM, Poliso FM, Veritas. I hope you have also an airtime in this noble, radio here.
Especially a nationwide radio like Q Radio.
Q Radio. Right.
At least to reach out to people up country.
That is very important. But also, like you said, we provide training for, but that is just, I would say, limited to institutions. I think institutions are more, concerned about training their staff rather than individuals. It's very rare that, family members will call us to go and then provide training for them. I wish that is also available.
But are you open to that?
We are very open. Our doors are open.
Okay.
We will be very willing to go and teach people in their homes. That's our target.
So,
but as of now, we only go to schools and then we also provide,
Okay, but Mr. Kuyata, just a follow-up question. This has to do with the capacity of the firefighters themselves.
Exactly.
You talked about the fact that already you are open to training families, you are open to also training school children and all of that.
Exactly.
But how strong is the capacity of our firefighters as well? Because that is important. To train someone is one thing, but your training as a trainer is also important.
Exactly.
Just quickly before
we are very professional. All firefighters in this country are properly trained. He was one time at the training school.
Okay.
They are really trained and they are ready to combat any fires that may happen in the country. Okay. Although it is very challenging, capacity building is never enough. Those are open. We want to go for higher trainings. Okay. Now that technology is advancing, like I said, new products are being manufactured that were never in use before. But now
and
that
it's important these things and the components.
The world is evolving. We need every sort of training that will make us as equipped and well trained fire officers in the country.
Just wanted to add some kind of things there. Like you said, training. Not all of us are opportune to go to the other side of life and experience, some kind of skills and knowledge with regards to firefighting, the behavior of fire extinguishment, and the characteristics of fire and stuff like that. But some of us in the job that we are opportune to travel abroad and understand this. It's like you call it a training of trainers, you call it TOT. TOT. And also we have, though we still not enough, like I said, it's not sufficient. We have our British counterparts, I mentioned them here yesterday, who give us some kind of assistance, fire appliances training, and every year they are in this country. In fact, they're supposed to come here around September, I think, October or November. I have said that yesterday. And they're coming with themselves 12 vehicles, including a water bounce. I said that yesterday here.
You did.
Right? So, and that we're going to celebrate 30 years. In fact, we are preparing the letter to your institution for coverage because we want to have a press conference, a powerful one for that matter, celebrating 30 years of partnership. And the Gambian people will be informed, however, in partnership with Gambia government have assisted the fire department. Okay. It is something that we are not joking with. So they come here almost every year. It was formerly the fire services going to England to train the fire service personnel, but that fell apart. Now instead of us going there, maybe 2, 3, 4, and 5, they are coming here and they train us in numbers. So it's like the same information that they use, the same standard back in Avon is the same standard they bring to the Gambia. The only problem with us is the equipment. But for capacity building, the tactics and the techniques of firefighting, it is the same. Any firefighter in the Gambia can operate in England and you can operate very professionally. Okay. But the difference is now the equipment, because they expose you to equipment that are not here. That's why we are appealing also, if we can have more equipment so that we can render a better service to the people, because we are servants of the people. Looking at the number of high-rise buildings we have here, including this one in the Gambia. Here, this is a standard high-rise building. Let's see it like that. It's not like other countries where you can have plenty of them over each other. If you ask me whether we have a ladder that can get to this level, the answer will be no. Yes. And the one at the turntable in this place,
the petroleum house.
The answer is no. I mean, here the answer is no, that we don't have a ladder that can get to this level, and over there the same thing. So if there is any problem here, what do you expect us to do? So it is all together like all hands on deck, because this is our country.
Absolutely.
We break it, it's ours, and we make it, it's ours.
Yes.
So
it's important, Jenaba. If you get all the stuff you need without materials, you cannot operate. Mr. Kuyate. Laftale demanding ya fo mole bi mona nambe sirinjang mbe dimba ko le kachaka nga fire extinguisher la ko kachale nga dimba la bonya kachale and nyanta kella fana nyame en laftale dron ye demanding fo mole nyin to mandika kam
abraka baake Ibrahima ila nyin karo kumata baake be mo be konto na ko tegga yalo be ngalon dimba mo fenet mela kumata baba kela hada ma dingala balwobe ko la baga natara man dimba so because ñin tilbe ngamri yakane ni dimbati je na balwobe ko la baga le bonira ko rosate dimba kiling fanam problem balti dunya be kono banku dije banko men yalo ko dimba bo ko jaay problem ok Gambia jan safono alhamdulillah bar dimbal fan be boka jamme ala be mol fagang andu aka molda soto fengol fanan soto fengol men yalo sanji jama ya kafu ñomo batata suto nentilo dimba bo 20-30 minutes e fa bela wodo dimba fenet melon fana hada man ngi jewalam saying wala na dia mulal ko is a good servant but a bad master do kula kende balam ni hada man ngi amara bo nade hada man ngi mara kam ke sando ake kasara la so wala ntel hada man nyantale ntel nga dimba mara biko dimba bu ko bono afanga dimba ka bo ni ninte alo an moko don a be bo nyallo so wala na ni dimba bo de ntel ko man dare je ngi ni kay ko ma bo nyallo ntel kalon nga investigation kala fa janyam balon nale so dimba bo nyala Gambia jang ngelo ne saying ne problem o soto problem nyanta solve la nyami wala mo information nyante ndela unito mbe me nyato kaya kan anate fanga tuma dol nka sensitization la ke biko dimba la manto o sute tala saying anu nit dimba ka tu bola banko kan dron yiri wote kenola ye wuli kilin soro bi ay sama jane you know ite di yiri wanola anu nim ajibe nim dimba bo marché wolto akakti ñaar ballete so wala nantel nyanta dimba nyum contrôle dimbal bonya ngalon ne tumando nyinde kelen na programme la bangarja bigon tobe fono la bigo tamta alawno la ba dimbal la bonya ja ngalon ko mi ko ngama ma ba sa fono ko mu courant ko mata nyame bar muna naka dimba bu saying maybe man courant dunda ay nyanta dunda nyame e la courant bagasul man beta o maybe me dogo ke technicien o yin aman courant do ko no iga mo jay bungolo million jema baral courant system o yin you know ay ko do men maybe 10,000 ya jele ka jutu wala
biring na bongolo na electrician o biring anata ay wayal jibe ko ni ko ta wayal ni kendo
anu wol wayal leti
ni nyindo ke jang na meta ka ke mun kol
yisi
abebe teyla do
dimbasi bono alaman tankala so wala na wol mu kole dum mel nyanta sutela do kula menika courant dogu illa londo nyanta senela babakala yalo nsafono jang nga kudo ke wala menti tuma do bu ko def ko do be fidde ngala fele ko do nyeto so ko mbari ndingal on do ma ko ma ka courant ciokino don nga sama nga do ko dela bar fa do ko no wolon ko sono yende amon do ko no nyanta ko di bala bon la ngadi mo la me do ko no ay courant do ko nga kayro soto
tonya
yajela so courant la mantoro nyanto suutela yajela ni nga suute den nyanta ko wol men kel an ko ke
sa en laftale do bande nga do fo nyinto katum fenne me yalo ka kumayata ase keno fang mbadi fulolu sererol anin jolal e ka nyinjele bari malo mune mu nyinna fati
ye sifa bo dole bulu station bundado ngay bo lila la ko li gas la ngay pour la ndaka do fo spray ma ko no gas la safra su amé so ko ne tous rek mu fe
that easy
so easy with 0.5 liters wo mu na fanu la ñim mu dimba faram la ñu karo ñing poudaro la ba ko no bara sifa siadale poudaro bi jele jiyo bi jele fom fadam bi jele fom mu ajira ma fexno bari it's a solution fenjama yolo kafunyoma o fana ka dimba aka kankan do bi je mu CO2 leti CO2 mbengalo ate mu fonyol ta alhawa kono o fana ka dimba fala o nitrogen yaje so bari dimba fana ay bundale soto dimba mu dimbalde bara bundale soto dimba bunda do bi ja piaro ya faje wolum class A bunda folo class A wol mu dimbale dimba ni laftala bundalo ne fenga memba malakanje i kole long classe wala mu fenga de menal comme yirol na dum fenga na siran wala mu classe elet jio dam man so fano la ordinary water can extinguish that but ni na class B sign wo fanam bunda fu la nyanyi de wo mu bunda de menal comme ko tulolu ma fenga comme essentiel karasinol gaswelol o dimba sifal ji 15 ans bu ko fano ngo fo men fo men ka kankan wala ko dimba si fafa image ozono kono ni ol tankasol e kamala ozono kono fo bugal
tonya
so mun dole je siara ozono de ngama jele je siara live
abuka fanu
because jeni tulo ila density ila kulia mankanya ni e mix drone jio always aka jidumale tulo ma fen kata santo so fo simala so fo ni men ka kankan e bolo bonna ko o nyim pudaro ya jele nin ko nga yin sifal soto ay beta ibina fire service because nim wafurla be siarna bar wafurla jama kala profito nyina jibe ni ko la extinguisher dro aba wafule mal but whether ite yo sifa isula tawlo or not ite molo wala nan ka fu molsina fire service fenga membe del be nyine mum baga sifa le be den nga fo ite nyanta sifa men so
wo mu to nyalti kato ka jele dula dul fan nin dimba malata dro ika moyle nga jiyo bonne bari amam faano
for example courant dimba nim courant bije mbenga no courant ni courant bulata jiyo kono ni bulata ko dra ake electrocute ake sokle so jiyo to sifa fenke nola ya jele o nga dimba bo essentiel to ten ete jiyo fay no lo kam
ha to nyaale
bari nyim fara la fa ku kilim folo jam mela ku mara babe nyin ka dimba fale bari dimban dingal akola fa comme dimba datita dro ako sifa la fa lo ba dimba ba no it use no local
okay
and in addition it is called you know we have primary media and secondary media also you know we've mentioned all the medias here but this one and others they are part of the secondary media ninko secondary media wala munyintiko ase dimba fano le sign bare dimba nyite fala ate ase woli no kotenke primary media mu form leti ani water oti near tambita form ani water the rest are all secondary media. Their difference is just for the purpose of understanding. Their difference is nyindo ani ala mulu nyanyol niye dimba fa le sign but if you give your back you see some smoke yajele wo mu secondary media leti okay primary medial wole mu meya lon ko niya fay dimba ko no don immediately akadimba wole mu water in its purest form and also form mu fulol wole mu category of primary media. That's why they are called primary media. These ones are secondary. There is always an afterburn when you use this kind of extinguishers. That's why me use separator call the fire department.
Okay, it's important Jenaba pour ñu joxe number yi comme ki nga xamne buga nga call fire service waxuñ ne nga call rek pour buga call waaye bu nekkee ne yaa ngi si gox yi nga am safara bu taka nga buga call dama joxe number yi Banjul sen fire department waaw su ko defee Banjul fire department bi mun ngeen a call 422 7666 422 7666 Bakaw 4495 415 Kotu 446 3470 Serekunda 437 2707 Brikama 448 4559 Kanilai 448 3865 Jara Soma 553 1608 Basse 566 8905 Bansang 567 4333 Farafenye 573 5148 Bara 5710272 toll free number my 118 network yep so len callé 118 bu nekkee safara bi fu mu taal dinañ leen wax dinañ mëna contact ñi nga xamné ñoo nekk ñi kon ñu ne leen jërë ngeen jëf Jenaba, we've come to the end of this segment.
So you're seeing these numbers. I don't know if they're
I think they're clear.
But you can just see them there.
Yes, they are very important.
These numbers. So it depends on the location that you are. So it's in front of you, Brikama, Kutu, and all of that. But Mr. Jiba, I just also want to understand how effective are these numbers, especially the toll free. How effective is it?
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely good.
Okay.
But the problem there is the fact that when you call the number 118, sometimes you are not referred to the nearest station.
Okay.
You know, and that is not a problem.
Okay.
That is probably the telecom company's issue.
Okay.
They know why it is like that, and we've been telling them it's not helping as well. But no matter what, even if you call 118, you are able to have Banjul, and you want to call Basse.
Okay, that's important.
Banjul will take care of the call and
refer you to the next one.
But why not we do sort of a call center? You know, we are against time, but we need to have sort of a call center responsible.
Yeah, do we have a call center? You're right about that.
No, we don't have a call center. We have a watchroom facility.
Okay.
That's where all calls are received, recorded, and transmitted for response purpose.
Okay.
But I understand the call center you are talking about is in the Western world and is even in so many African countries.
Yes.
Okay.
That could have been the best.
I think we have limited time.
But 6 stations for us to badala. Na mol bi jele medal wol farang nim problem so do bado dron sea rescue 6 stations.
That's important.
Okay, all right, looking forward to seeing a center then where these calls can be referred to. But it's also good that when you call Brikama, Brikama can then send it to the next station.
In fact, even though he was unable to put up the numbers from the sea rescue, but if you call any fire station and you tell them there is a problem at sea,
they will send it to another
right
one.
away.
Thank you so much for that. I think it's important that we talked about this because you can be in Kotu and call Brikama and you think it's something else, but then those people will be able to help you. So thank you so much, Piaro, for coming, taking your time from yesterday to today. Thank you so much. So we will take a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to the newspaper review. Thanks for watching.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply. Check out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information.
Cherry, the best product in town, is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow. The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back, viewers, from that short break. If you're just tuning in and you're watching QTV this morning, thank you so much for joining us, Mamudu Lamin Choi, on the newspaper review. But before we engage you, Balde, I think you have the Fourier?
Yes, I have the Fourier newspaper. Yeah. Let's take a look at the headline of the Fourier newspaper. President Barrow apologizes for southing at Chairman Danjo. NPP describes MOU trending in social media as fake document. Defense Minister, I am not aware of any reinforcement coming from Senegal. Defense Minister moves motion on nuclear test ban treaty. NPP APRC coalition president honorary advisor on strategic communication resigns from her post. NCCE partners validate bill. GFA falls NPP APRC coalition. Jennifer, that's what we have on the Fourier.
Okay, so moving on, understand that we have NPP blames UDP for unauthentic MOU circulation. We also have Fatu Jaumane says Barrow not in control as she resigns. We also have General Barges denies coalition talks with APRC, his party ANRD. Also, we have James return not part of agreement with APRC. GDC welcomes APRC supporters opposed to Barrow. We also have court stands down to determine age of murder suspect. Drug trafficking suspect pleads for bail.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Voice. Fatu Jaumane describes Barrow leadership weak. Wuli Isnam opposes signing of CTBT. Bibi Dabo brands NPP APRC alliance a total betrayal. CA government will build 100,000 houses. Dr. Sisse.
All right. So moving on.
I wish I could get one from that. Yes.
The point, we have Gambian arrested in Turkey for threatening to assassinate Barrow and wife. COVID-19 and illegal drug use. Gambia seizes 2 tons of cannabis. Also, Barrow's decision to form alliance with APRC is shocking to James victims. GPU awards Outstanding Journalist of 2020. That is all we have. And GPU awards Outstanding Journalist of 2020. I think it is important that we start with this because we have a winner here. Congratulations, Mamudu Choi.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for the congratulatory message.
Yeah.
And I wish the rest of the team that next time, inshallah, QTV will scoop very many awards.
Okay, so how did you feel being part of the Outstanding Journalist of 2020?
It was a big honor. And to have been nominated and finally emerging the winner for a category. And this, for me, I dedicate it to the entire management and staff of QTV for the support and the entire country, because in our pursuit towards serving them, we have won this award. So it is through public service that you are recognized, your work is recognized, and you're given such a prestigious award. So I feel that there is more room for improvement. The sky is the limit when it comes to our work here at the level of QTV.
Mr. Mamudu Lamin Choi, to become a journalist, you have to take a lot of sacrifices. You have to go through a lot. And now many youngsters want to be journalists. What should they do? What advice do you have for them?
I think the advice is that as journalists, we help to create an informed society. And when you in doing that, we need to be professionals in our own areas. By being professional, you need to go through a training, not only a training, but also you need to be a reader. You need to read so much to understand a little of everything, and that's our objective. That is the direction towards which we're moving. Having a little knowledge of everything makes you a very good journalist. You're interviewed on politics, you have something to say. You're interviewed on different fields, you have something to say. Before you're able to do that, you read. You need to be a reader. So for me, as a journalist, I think that is the most important thing for me in my responsibility to create an informed society.
Well, Jennifer, the reason why I asked today, we have a lot of misinformation in this country. I think most journalists don't listen to the other side of the story. They just publish, and there are a lot of misunderstanding. You can see Sidinjai on the paper now saying the agreement that is circulating, you know, on social media. It's not the actual agreement between APRC and NPP. So these are information that people, you know, tend to circulate quickly.
It is what is important is not how soon you publish the story, but how much time and effort you've invested in that story to get to the rubbles, to dig and you know, bring the reality out of the story. Ask the questions: why, who, what, so that you are able to involve all the stakeholders to get a balanced and accurate story. But when I hear, you know, a one-sided story, there's another side of the, you know, story that somebody also needs to tell, so that it becomes, you know, accurate and serve its purpose. The purpose is for you to inform the public with accuracy. So the moment you do not do that, you are really showing, you know, that laziness, that laissez-faire attitude, you know, among journalists who will sit, you know, at their workplaces and then will want to write a story without going at our own level here. That is unacceptable, because you know, the professional standards we want to set, we want to make sure that really the public is duly and well informed.
General, although when I call myself a veteran journalist, Ade Drame and the crew will be laughing.
I know,
He'll
right?
be like, "How old are you?"
How old are you?
And although I bring stories on QTV maybe every 2 years once.
Well, anyway, congratulations, Mamadou Lamin Choi. I think
much.
he asked a very important question about who a journalist should be. Ethics as well is something that shouldn't be left out. As, you know, if the ethics are not there at all, you're not a journalist. That is something that we always talk about as well. The moment ethics is absent, count yourself that you are not a journalist. Maybe you are halfway there, but you are not there yet. That is something that we also have to remember as journalists. So moving on, I think the papers today are very, very similar. Quite the same, nothing different. Any of these papers today, we see drug trafficking suspect pleads for bail. A lot of, you know, drug use, and we've also seen COVID-19 and illegal drug. It seems that COVID-19 has a huge effect when it comes to drug trafficking.
Yes, absolutely. According to the report, you will realize that from December to January 2021, nearly 3 tons of drugs were trafficked through and intercepted, you know, in the Gambia here. So I think, according to also, you know, the standard, you realize that what, you know, is contributing towards this is the partial lockdowns, the restrictions that have been put in place, the means of, you know, production and the means of earning of people have gone down, and as a result, there are many who have, you know, gone towards intervening and then, you know, engaging in the production of you know, of these drugs, in the production and sales of these drugs. So COVID-19 has really impacted our economies, and we all know that sales of drugs across the world, the very easy way of earning money is through, you know, this business. So the fact that there were restrictions and partial lockdowns around the globe, it has motivated and encouraged people, you know, to take part in the trafficking and the production of drugs. So it's serious, and the Gambia, over the past few years, we have witnessed what has happened, and people have intercepted a lot in this country. It's a cause for concern. The Drug Law Enforcement Agency is doing its best with the necessary resources and the available resources to ensure that the situation is really addressed.
Well, Jennifer, it's important. Drug is a big problem. Remember the other time we invited the, is it the Director General? And they are trying, to tackle a lot of these things. But sometimes it's a problem, Mr. Choi. According to some people, internally themselves, the drug law enforcement, their agents are responsible for certain things. That's why we cannot eradicate this totally.
There are issues, there are problems in institutions, there are, you have a profession whereby you have certain people who contribute towards, the problems. So I think this is something that really affects the continent. This is, a cross-cutting problem that affects different countries around the globe, and Gambia is not an exception. I think what needs to be done is the right measures to be taken. That is abuse of office, that is corruption. The government of the Gambia very soon will be introducing the anti-corruption bill in this, session of the legislative year. The Gambia government is about to introduce the anti-corruption bill to make sure that issues like that will be fought. But it's a real problem. I think that needs addressing as soon as possible.
All right, Jennifer, what do we have again?
Yes, so I'm afraid we do not have much today because most of the papers are almost the same.
Okay, let's take a look at CA government.
Yeah.
We built 100,000 houses, Dr. Cisse. I would really love to have one of those houses, Mr. Choi.
Yes, absolutely. Somebody who is center left, this is social services. When you look at, Dr. Cisse's policies, you realize that there are policies that are geared towards addressing some of the problems that we face. You see, housing, a lot of Gambians, very poor people who cannot afford, the cost for, rental, of these houses is very high, and see a government coming, with that policy, I think, will go towards addressing some of the issues facing the public. So 100,000 houses, politicians will come and then bring in their policies, selling their policies. But at the end of the day, the question that we must ask is, how will they achieve that? I think that is the question that we need to ask, and it's a good policy that can help the poor people.
Well, it's important.
Yes.
We have
this government now intervening in in the provision of houses.
It's
now
important.
What we have, is a different one. Maybe other politicians or political parties like CA are coming with that policy. Will address some of the issues and the concerns poor people are facing when it comes to access to housing.
All right.
Important,
so, thank you so much, Mo Delamin Choi, for your time on the newspaper review. I'm afraid that is all we have under review, but we will take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to the sports update. We'll be joined by Adedrame. He'll be taking a look at African World Cup roundup, as well as Fortune FC's victory. We'll be right back.
Check out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information.
Sharing.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
The best product in town is back. QCell's MiFi router. Get the best MiFi in the country for just $2,800 and connect up to 15 users with 4G internet speeds and a long-lasting battery life. So rush now to any of our customer care locations and get the best for less while stocks last. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Boss, the Gambia's quality network. We innovate, others follow.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
Want more in your bundle? At QCell, the biggest, fastest, and most reliable mobile operator, we've got you covered with Sunyu Bundle. With Sunyu Bundle, dial *303# and get the bundle of your choice. Sunyu Bundle, affordable, fast, and reliable. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching This Morning. I am your host, Jenna Wasonko, and joined by my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Abalde. You know, most of the time I want to say, if you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News.
QTV News.
It's just there all the time.
It reminds me, there is a lady at the call center.
Yeah.
She said, even if I'm praying, sometimes I say, QCell customer care, 111.
111.
How are you?
We're joined by our colleague, Adede Rabi, to help us give us updates in relation to what is happening in the world of sports. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you once again, and lots happening in the world of sport, and Jennifer and Ibrahim Abalde. You know, I even pretended to look like a sportsman today just to kind of, you know, present to the sports. But the big talk in the Gambia, of course, is Fortune FC. But also we'll be looking at, if we have time, African World Cup qualifiers that have been taking place this week. Fortune FC, it's fair to say, if you had predicted at the start of the season that Fortune FC were going to be champions, then probably you belonged to that club. I have to say they were surprise winners for almost everybody else. And they won the game, the league rather, with 3 games still to spare, and they only lost 1 game, and that was to Walidan. So let's have a look about the fortunes of Fortune FC. Have a look.
Fortune FC. Fortune FC. Mem ñino la nga wala jagambi banko mol aliye ben so do mi nyago somebody wala dum munti afanya bank smiling cause aliye ben so do mi nyafa somebody wala dum munti muna afanya bank fortune FC mulle bamban jatlen to nyanka tolle bambanta bambanta le mulle bambanya to nyanka hey ne sa derete no bari derete ne te no la foni mbero ya fangole mantora aliye mola kidi minna munati matale akwai tambe la lekati matale fortune FC pitilo nyontela game juf na la dindi malbirin sanji tanko manto ni la dankene ya barbitilo koyle nyontela fortune FC ibali kontona santoto ibali kontona kibarle natan kamuna ibali kontona kombon koli bali kontona banko mol aliye fenne soto mi nyago somebody wala dum munti afanya bank smiling cause aliye fenne soto mi nyafa somebody wala dum munti muna afanya bank fortune FC mille bamban jaitileno to nyanka tolle bambanta bambanta le mulla bambanya na bambanya anila dankeneya wonila kupe nyornya wole moljikindila munan koy timo felenti nyul munyon tanwa minti ndenga nyini banko kanna soto kolya tamma gambia bima ngaji ko minke fojun nabi nsondo mo se tenkun timo le nange dankun tella tenkunta koy tolle benkunta fojun nela jisuma bonta ku kanal kumba muna kendoli balbulle fojun kendoli balbulle ibali kontona bara bali kontona so bali kontona mayamba kolle banko mol ali ben soto mi nyago somebody wala dum munti afanya bank smiling cause ali ben soto mi nyafa somebody wala dum munti muna afanya bank fortune FC mille bamban jaitileno to nyanka tolle bambanta bambanta le nulla bambanya to nyamle
Wonderful song there. Welcome back. And before that song and the video was played, I was talking about the fact we're talking about Fortune FC and the fact that they are into the Champions League, having won the Gambian top division. And here to talk about the expected fortunes of Fortune. Let's keep using that cliche. I have to my immediate right, Paul Stephen Pereira. I think you're the comms officer with Fortune FC.
Thank you very much. I work with the Gambian Armed Forces as their media officer, and here I'm wearing two caps, part of the media and publicity for Fortune for the CAF Champions League. Okay, great. And to my immediate left, somebody whose face, voice is very familiar if you've been watching QTV over the years, Amadou Oba. Amadou, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ade. Like you said, I am also part of the media and publicity committee for Fortune's FC's Champions League preliminary.
Well, I'm not surprised. That's why Fortune have gone this far. Amadou,
yes.
What is happening?
Okay.
Well, what is happening is actually, like you said, it's about the Gambia as the sole team that is representing the country at the continental championship. Their media, they have a specific media officer, of course, who is ML Drame, and he's a colleague, and he reached out to us, of course, with a minimum experience of the media and how it works, especially at the international scene. So when he reached out to us as his colleagues, what could we do? Nothing but, of course, give him all the necessary support he needs. As we speak, there are other two shows that are concurrently running as we speak right now, similar to this.
And I think Amadou's kind of preempted what I was going to ask Paul, because Paul, football is all about rivalries. And yet on this occasion, everybody's put aside their rivalry to get behind Fortune FC. How did they convince you to get behind them and get involved?
It's because of Gambia and looking at it with the experience I have working with the Gambia Armed Forces, and they have gone through this Champions League for so many years in the Gambia. So when he reached out to me, I tend to remove that cap and then say, look, it's about Gambia. Because when you look at the draw, during the CAF draw, you could see there was no logo about Fortune. You look at the side, there is a logo there that depicts that this is Fortune. Armed Forces have their own logo, Real de Banjul have their own logo. But during the draw, we saw the Gambia flag. So meaning it's about Gambia. It's not about club thing. So when you look at the Premier League, the La Liga, you see Real Madrid, they have their own rivals. So in Gambia, we experience the same thing. So I put aside and arm my colleague in the media and say, hey, look, let me give you these AK-47s that we use in the armed forces during the CAF. I traveled with armed forces for several years. I attended the World Military Games and stuff. So with the experience, I can help him also, so that at least the team can gain success, and it's all about Gambia.
It's all about Gambia.
Absolutely.
And not only is it all about Gambia, one of the reasons it's all about Gambia is because, of course, we don't have any entry in the other continental competition, thus this one.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's the sole one. It's like putting all our eggs in one basket, and everyone has to put your individual differences aside. Like you said, the only color we are saying is the red, white, blue, white, green, because absolutely it's about the Gambia. I remember when we were having this particular show in one of the media houses, a fan called and said, we're coming all the way from community, so how do you expect us to come there? We want to come, but we don't have the means. And the president, we reach out to the president of Fortune, of course, Asan Dur, and they're willing to give all the necessary support, facilitate transport to ensure that fans from all sectors of our communities come together. We have, look, during this particular game that Walidan played, Fortune, we all saw the ambience that Walidan came with. We saw the ambience of teams like those in Combo Central, teams like Brikama. This is the moment that we want to see all those respective fans coming on board and put their clubs aside and, you know, come behind, rally behind Fortune, because that is the only team we have representing the Gambia.
Going all the way to Algeria. Now, if this was an Algerian team in the same situation where they were the only representatives, people from Algeria would flock to come and support them. What's your message to Gambian fans who, as Amadou has said, we want you to come from all? What's your message to them?
Another advantage for us, because we're starting the game on Saturday home. Like looking at other countries, you have to start away. You experience travel difficulties, because we know Africa, you have to make some transit before you reach your final destination. So they're coming in, and we know how we battle with when it comes to these North African countries. So what I'm saying is, like, we need to go out there, give them the moral support. Looking at the year back, sport, we achieve a lot. Geneva has done a lot. Paralympics have done a lot. So it's our year in sport. The national team have qualified, and then Fortune have to be there. Looking at other countries, when you come to this CAF Champions League, you have teams that finish third in their country, local league, they go on to these competitions. Well, in the Gambia, we only have the winner and the FF Cup winner. So this year, the FF Cup winners could not have the money to join. So we have only one team. So we all need to come out and support. Like Amadou said, when we watched the Gambia when they were playing their last game, there were restrictions, fans couldn't be allowed inside the stadium. But this one is going to be open. So for the first time during the COVID, the Independence Stadium is going to be open for the fans. Let them come out. Let them come out and cheer. Those boys, they are our own brothers, our sisters, our fathers, our uncle, our nephews. So we need to support them. We need to give them the moral support. Right now, you have all the Gambian coaches, local coaches back in the country here. They are in Independence Stadium both morning and evening just to help the winner, Coach Jane Juve. So why should we believe? Why should we be behind the media? Why should the fans be behind? So that's why we, the media, if you look at us, we have a very young, vibrant team. Babakar Nani C, who is working QTV, and Amadou and others. We're in this together just to see that ML Drame also have that experience that we have. We were given the same opportunity. When I was going for the first time, I have to reach out to Momoduba and say, hey, look, guy, you have been traveling on this. Kindly help me. And he gave me guidelines. When I reached in Ivory Coast, it was like I was in Gambia. So I didn't experience any difficulties. So someone is also going. I need to give him the same knowledge that was passed to me. So what I'm saying to the Gambian people is like, you know, Amamanjago, we believe on what we can do. Action. So we have so many Manjagos in that team. I told Nani when he told me, today I'm going to speak Manjago. He said no. So I want my people to come out. You have Patrick Silva, you have Bernard Silva, you have Dominic Vicente, you have Vicente. Hey, look, guy, we don't, Manjagos, we don't dare duff.
We're all getting excited.
Absolutely.
Is there time for a reality check? Because they're playing Untitled Chapter, a really tough team. This is, I know Fortune have defied all expectations to win. Even COVID couldn't stop them. 26 matches, 47 points they won, 3 games with to go. They'd already won the league. Only one defeat, as you said, to Walidan. But Setif, tough team?
Tough team. I can't agree with you more. Setif is a tough team. I think some couple of years ago they were here in the Gambia and played against one of the teams, and of course eliminated them in the qualifiers. But like you said, fortune also has all it takes. Even COVID couldn't defeat them. Imagine playing 26 games and just I mean, especially during the first round, compared to the second round of the league matches, how they came, it was just so too pacey. And you see, when you look at the fortune team, the composition of the team itself, from the players, the technicians, and of course the administrative part of it. As we speak right now, there's a pre-match press conference that is supposed to kickstart at midday at the Independence Stadium at the boardroom, where the coach and of course the administrators will give a synopsis of what is expected ahead of the game. But there's one thing I've seen in fortune, that is the chemistry that binds amongst the players and their, coaches, their technicians or their administrators. That is one thing. The support as well. Like you said, this is, for me, it's rare seeing all, media officers or PRs coming together to support, you know, just one team. That is something that you don't see in everyday life. So this is something that is unique, it's special, and it shows that fortune has all the support. Like he said earlier on, during their training sessions, you see coaches from all, clubs coming together, sharing ideas. Sometime, just a few days ago, in fact, the Coaches Association selected a mixed team, which encompasses players from the First Division League, and they played against the fortune team that is expected to meet Setif. That is also kind of supporting, giving them a competitive test, kind of. As we speak, they are in camp at the National Technical Training Center, which is, of course, through the support of the Gambia Football Federation, who are also giving them all the necessary support that they need. Just yesterday, they were at the Football Federation, having a meeting with the competition department and all the other respective departments. All kind of, it's like every Gambian, just like QTV is doing right now, is giving support to fortune. So all we're doing is calling on people, irrespective of where you are, to come. Tickets are just $200, $150. Setif is a competitive side, it's a very tough side, but at home in the Gambia, with the Gambia crowd roaring behind the players, it's going to be a tough one to watch out for.
As Amadou says, we always say, let the crowd be your 12th man.
Exactly.
11 men on the pitch, let the crowd be the 12th man. So Setif come here, we're all screaming. What would be for you an ideal scenario come the end of the game in the first leg?
I want to urge the Gambian public. In one of our interviews, Babukar talks about spectators and fans. In the past years, Gambians, we have spectators, we don't have fans. And you could always see someone fighting with the national team, and then we turn against our own people and start drumming, supporting the foreign team. So this year we have really seen fans at the Independence Stadium. So the same thing that happens at the national team is the same thing I want to see Gambian people giving out to fortune. The team we're meeting is not just a secondary team. It's not a mere team that will just go and have an easy ride, like you just traveling to Guinea-Bissau to meet my grandfathers. Now, they have been in this competition and they have won these competitions.
Absolutely.
So we really need to come together, show them that, hey, look, in Gambia, we don't just give people easy way like that. So I'm urging everybody. I've been asking people for this. You guys have played your part, like Amaru really said. You have contributed. If you don't want, you wouldn't have even invited us to come here and see our ideas about the preparation and what we want from the general public. So the same thing we want from them. Tickets are already out. And the beauty part of it is, like, I've already seen fortune in this competition, because if they qualify to this group stages properly, they're now giving Gambian teams, local teams, more chance. We will be having 2 other teams qualified instead of 1 team. And last week, I visited them just to check how the training was, and then the Secretary General told me, look, good news, yesterday evening CAF clears the players' registration. In the previous years, teams will have to travel and then they will have to debate. Am I selecting Babukar or Aliou Cisse or Paul? Because there is no clearance to say so and so player is been cleared. Age matters when it comes to CAF. Sometimes we saw boys in the streets and they can play football, we just pick them up, register them in Gambia. It's normal here. We can do that in the GFF League. But when it comes to CAF, age matters. Someone can be under 16, you cannot use him to play in the CAF. It happens to us. We have a very good player. And the coach built all his game plan onto that boy. So the night before that, I told him this boy cannot be registered. And he said no. So we get to go and see the rules, and before you could change, it was already late, and we were just playing a neighboring team just from Senegal here. We drew, but when we went to Senegal, things could not work for armed forces. They fall out of the competition. So we don't want the same thing to happen. So thank God, they already give them the clearance that all the players that they want to register, they clear, and CAF already give them the go-ahead. So while we're waiting for the general public, let's be there.
Well,
I was going to say, before I ask them for a scores, let me come to our host and ask if you have any questions.
That reminds me, he's talking about each when it comes to football. The QCell tournament at Q City.
On the 15th,
you know, CEO mentioned it's embarrassing to go to a tournament and you are disqualified due to age in this regard. So it's important for us to know these things, Mr. Ade.
It is, and I'm glad you mentioned it, because we debated it in the office yesterday when we saw the CEO talking about it, and I said, for me, the embarrassment is that it only seems to happen with African teams.
Why that? Why is
it's a disgrace. You know, we now have been labeled as serial cheaters, not Gambia, I mean African nations. And it's something we have to get away from. And I'm glad the CEO mentioned it. And like he said, it's an embarrassment to all of us. It should never happen. It should not happen. Yeah. So can I come to you for a predicted score?
Predicted score, my best.
Or what you would like to see?
My best bet is Fortune 1-0. Yes, Fortune 1-0.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Because like I said, with the crowd behind the team, that's like minimum. It could go to 2 or 3, but minimum 1-0. I'm not seeing ESCTF scoring Fortune. Because of their solidity.
They really good defensive record.
Yes, they have a good defensive record and clean sheets with the goalkeeper and the defense line, midfielders there. So I'm not kind of seeing ESCTF troubling the defense line that much to see a goal.
Are you
but
being realistic?
I am. And that is also what I want to see.
Okay. All right.
And I think, you know, I was saying to somebody when I was telling them, a Sierra Leonean, that you know, a Gambian team was facing a team from Algeria. They're like, it would be a foregone conclusion. I said, don't underestimate. There's a lot of talent here in the Gambia. And I think we ourselves tend to underestimate how good some of our teams are. And I think in the season just ended, I think Fortune defied all predictions and all odds to win. So, you know, I'm really hopeful. I was actually, my prediction is 2-0.
Okay.
Hey, maybe.
-1.
Maybe I'll
see that for now.
And for you?
I'm going for a win. I don't usually normally predict goals. Because it can happen at any time.
Yeah.
So, but I have the belief, and I knew that, you know, football, we can go and play, but we also have our own beliefs. I'm giving you this, and I said it somewhere, and I'm repeating it here for the sake of Claire.
So, Mr. Ade, is this a knockout or what is this? Is this a knockout or something?
Well, if you lose over the aggregate of both legs, then you don't get to the group.
You don't get to the next stage.
They're playing the first leg on the 11th, this Saturday. Then the return leg is on the 19th in Algeria.
Fingers crossed then.
So we're going out to support Fortune FC.
Yes, so I think that is all we have time for anyway.
All of you should come.
And unfortunately we don't have time for a World Cup roundup, but if you watch QTV News tonight, you'll see my World Cup roundup because it's been really exciting. And somebody from Cape Verde has already scored the own goal of the year. Trust me, nobody's going to beat it. From 40 meters, he lobbed his own keeper. Anyway, enough. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ade. And gentlemen, I love the energy.
Thank you.
And I love the collaboration.
3-man midfield.
Yes, I love it. But do you have a female in your media team?
No.
Okay, you should start grooming one.
We will.
You should start, or groom me.
I think I was going to say, I think she's offering.
Yes,
you should. See you at the stadium.
So, are you going to the stadium to support?
Absolutely, I'll be there.
You'll be there?
Well, I'll be there to support. And this is Gambia, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We was just to remind you that our shirts are provided by H Closet.
Hussein.
Yes,
I mean, this is done by Hussein H Closet. Well, it looks very comfortable.
It is. You should get one.
I'm feeling it.
All right.
So this is all we have for you.
And don't also forget to tune in at 3 p.m. The Q City tournament is on. And it looks really exciting, Mr. Ade.
Really exciting. It started with a bang. You know, Q City Academy won their first match 8-0. And then the seniors, the under-18s, won theirs 2-0 and got the tournament off to a bang and really, really exciting.
And you know, I'm planning to register because the prize is huge.
Massive.
I'm planning to register.
I'm thinking of joining the under 18.
Me too, to be honest, because I need the money. So viewers, it seems that is all we have time for, and also there will be no This Morning tomorrow because of the State of the Nation address, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't tune in. Please tune in to watch the State of the Nation address. Looking forward to what President Barrow's speech will entail tomorrow. So till we come your way on Monday, bye for now.